Hello and welcome to episode 2, part 2 of Franchise Chat, a series that we take one franchise and each episode or each part we go through every entry in the series and we talk about it, chat it out, all that stuff. I'm here today with Mario Piaquadio.
Hello, everybody. Batman. Excited.
Batman.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman, I'm excited for that Telltale that we're about to see at
I'm
E3.
super excited. Yeah, I actually, in one of the podcasts, that was one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year. I'm super excited to see that. I love Batman.
Me too. I heard rumors of Batman being this fall or this summer, and then The Walking Dead being like
Oh, yeah.
November
I
or
saw
something
that
like
too.
that.
Yeah, I would be super down for that. I love the Walking Dead games. I love Batman. I'm super down for that.
For sure. Anyway, today we are talking about the second game in the series, which is Batman Arkham City.
Yes.
The first game I actually played in the series, and then I went
Me
back
too.
and played Asylum.
Me too.
Oh, you did the same thing?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Me too. It's my favorite game in the series for sure.
I
By
agree.
a mile. I adore that game. That game, honestly, is probably in my top 10 list of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely around there for me. I remember it was around the time that this game came out, and about the 3 years before this game came out, I had sort of like a dry spell with not playing that much video games. And whenever this came out, it's sort of like it made me get really like back into video games. It was Batman Arkham City and Mass Effect 3. I remember
Oh yeah,
both amazing
Yeah,
games that I played
both
like
great
within a
games.
month of each other. So I just thought, wow, man, these video games are
video games are cool.
yeah,
man.
video games are cool.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I love this game. Like I've finished this game honestly around 4 times or something like that. I adore this game.
yeah, same here. And I'm excited to pull. I'll probably end up playing it again on PS4, even though some of those screenshots they look a little worse.
Yeah, but whenever that collection drops, I will buy it because in my mind, playing Arkham City again is just worth it. It's too good.
I agree. And
Right? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and like you were saying, this is, in my opinion, the best game in the whole franchise.
Yeah, me too.
Just because
Like-
it nailed story, combat,
Oh yeah, for sure.
traversing through the world, like all perfectly.
Yeah, the feel of the world is very dark. It's very Batman-y, which is kind of weird. But right from the get-go, I think the game has one of the coolest intros in video games ever.
Oh yeah, I will play
When
it in the video version of this.
Yeah,
right?
that's so cool. When you're Bruce Wayne and you get dropped into Arkham City, and like you walking around, you start fighting even if you're handcuffed,
yeah.
and you start fighting, you break the Penguin's nose eventually, and then after like probably what must be 15 minutes or even 20 minutes, that's when you get the bat suit, and that feels super awesome when the like the big pod drops. That's awesome. That's such a cool intro to the game.
Oh yeah, it's super. It's like unforgettable, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That immediately stood out as one of as cool. Like it's that type of game that you pick it up and it immediately tells you like, yeah, this is a game and you're gonna like it.
Which Arkham Asylum, which we talked about last episode, also had an awesome opening.
Also did. Yeah. Oh yeah. The intro of Arkham Asylum is
they're
fantastic.
They're really
too.
good at nailing these openings.
Oh yeah. The Arkham Knight intro is also super cool.
Yeah, we'll get to that 2 episodes from now.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah, but
oh.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think this game was the one to nail pretty much everything the most out of the entire franchise. It gave an open world which Asylum just didn't necessarily have.
Yeah,
The open world, it had a great excuse for the streets being empty.
yeah,
The other two games are like
Yeah,
They're
those
yeah,
weren't. Like it started to get a bit annoying the fact that no one is out. But
especially in Origins.
oh yeah,
Truly, it's like yeah, it's the seasons, so the streets are empty. They're empty. There's nobody walking on the streets. And like
like
yeah,
not one person.
yeah, and same thing with Arkham Knight. It's like yeah, well, everybody evacuated. It's kind of strange, but and this one is perfect. Like the story of Arkham City being a thing that exists, that's just so wild and insane. If people don't know or don't remember, which I don't know, why wouldn't you? But it essentially the city of Gotham was a big chunk of the city was surrounded by like big walls and became the pretty much the evolution of Arkham Asylum, and they put up every criminal in there in the city. They dropped them there, and it's like yeah, play. It's pretty much a playground for criminals, and as you may guess, there's a ton of crazy stuff going on there.
Oh yeah, and definitely, I love how basically each of the side missions is a different iconic villain from the Batman universe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Those are awesome. Yeah, and even some that aren't like iconic, like Sass, for example.
Or
That's a
Calendar
super
Man.
cool. It's Calendar Man. Yeah. The entire Victor, I think it's his name. I'm not sure. Sass. The entire Sass side quest is super awesome. The one when you're picking up the phones,
Oh
super
yeah,
mysterious, super bleak. Same as the one with Hush when you're just finding bodies dead around and you have to like find who the murderer is. That's just super cool.
yeah. Was Arkham City also the one that had like? I think there was like a sniper guy.
Oh yeah, that's Deadshot.
Oh yeah, of course. The game just nailed like the side missions felt so full. They felt like as if they
Oh
were a part of
yeah.
the main game.
That's the thing. That one where you're talking about the sniper, which is Deadshot. It's that one is such a cool entire side quest. Like that, there's a final boss battle. The thing is, it's completely unnecessary to the main story. You can play the main game, get them through the main story, and never go through any of this.
Exactly.
And that's super cool because you get a rewarding feeling if you go the extra mile to try and stop everything you can.
Yep, and what's awesome about this game, is which what I think Arkham Knight failed at, is that if you just do all the main missions, it has great, like you don't ever get bored of anything. Like you're always doing something new. The
Yeah,
pacing is just on point.
fantastic. The story is probably the best aspect at all. I think Arkham City tells one of the best Batman stories. Period. I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm not saying it's the best. There's some better at Batman stories, but it tells such a fantastic Batman story, filled with tons of twists and deaths and dark stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah, super dark, just like
Very
Asylum.
dark. Yeah. The I think can we go into full spoilers here?
Oh,
It's a pretty
yeah.
old
I mean,
game.
I'm pretty sure we have with every other game.
Yeah, so jumping into the last scene of the game with the Joker's death. That was
That was so
so
awesome.
fantastic because
The Joker
the
never
entire
dies.
game Oh yeah, first of all, it's super ballsy of them and I'm super happy they took that leap. But the entire game focuses on the Batman and the Joker's relationship, and it takes a lot of metaphors when they share the blood and stuff. That's pretty much a metaphor of them being like together,
Yeah.
and they have such a strange friendship slash being mortal enemies, and their relationship isn't ever going to end until some of one of them dies. And many other Batman stories have touched on this. But the fantastic thing is that, for the very least, I, as a player, in the end, when the Joker died, I felt kind of sad, and that's ridiculous because the Joker is like a maniac, a killer. He's a psychopath, but he dies, and I was like, oh, he's dead. I'm gonna miss him. That's sad.
Yeah, I think we all felt sort of similar. Like, it's just weird because they were super ballsy. Like, first off, to even kill him, and just the fact. Well, what's actually funny is, did the film The Dark Knight come out before Arkham City did?
Um, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna fact check that, but I think so.
Yeah, fact check that real fast. If it
Yeah, I'm gonna do
did,
that.
that's kind of weird because that film ends with Batman and Joker up on top of a building, and Batman decides to just leave him hanging there, like he doesn't kill him, like typical Batman story, blah blah blah. And then when this
Yeah,
game comes, you expect the same outcome, and then it's like, bam, Joker's dead.
exactly. Yeah, that threw me off. I honestly was expecting just for the Joker to be better. That last scene where he has the antidote, I was expecting Batman to give it to him, and he will go to Arkham Asylum or something, and that's the story.
Yep.
But they killed him, and he died laughing. He died because he was way too ambitious. Batman was gonna give him the antidote anyways, and like the Joker fucked it up. He killed himself basically.
Yeah, and I just want to throw out there, this series would be nothing without Joker.
Oh no, absolutely. By the way, Batman Arkham City came way like 3 years after
Okay, yeah.
the Dark Knight. So yeah,
So that is kind of interesting how they both were up on top of like a building, just Batman and Joker, and one of them he lets Joker live, and then the other one Joker dies.
yeah. The entire game is so fantastic in having multiple storylines and bringing them together into one coherent thing. Because as you're going through the Hugo Strange stuff and the Ra's al Ghul stuff and her daughter as well, they aren't like well connected. They are connected, but in the end, everything comes together so clean and so nice.
Yep.
It's incredible. It's such a good story. It's filled with little Easter eggs. Some of my favorite things of that game are tiny Easter eggs. For example, the part when you're playing as Catwoman and you go to save the Batman before you get like I think it's like a suitcase filled with money or something like that.
Yeah.
And you get a choice of going and save Batman, and you can go and walk out the door. And I did that just out of curiosity, and it's super cool. If you do that, the game ends.
It ends and then it rewinds time, right?
Yeah, the game ends, and it's like everybody's dead, and you're like, oh, and then it rewinds, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, that's really cool. And one thing I thought was interesting, but also kind of lame, is you only got the Catwoman DLC if you bought the game, I think, new, or if you pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I think it's new because I didn't pre-order it, but I bought it new.
Yeah,
and
same
I
here.
got
And
it.
I played that game with Catwoman. Changed a pretty big part of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it'd be weird
the
to play
game
through
feels
it
way more
without her.
complete. Yeah, the game feels way more complete with the Catwoman sections in,
Yeah.
which are pretty cool. Playing as Catwoman it changes the dynamic
Yeah, more
of
stealthy.
exploring, and it's super cool. And we haven't even touched on exploring. How awesome it is just exploring.
Or flying.
For example,
How perfect it is.
oh yeah, it's perfect. And Arkham Knight took it a step further. I think Arkham Knight I think does flying a little better than
Oh
City
yeah, for
in
sure.
some
But
ways.
City just
Because-
was so good
Yeah,
for its time.
that's the thing because Arkham Knight like the diving and flying back mechanic was a little bit more polished, but here you felt so awesome flying. You felt like the Batman, and that seems simple, but that must have been so hard to do, and they nailed it.
Yeah, and we also haven't talked about the voice performances.
Oh, which are fantastic. Yeah, that they same as in the last episode. It's the same cast from the animated series and all that, and it's a fantastic cast. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is the Batman and Mark Hamill is the Joker,
Does-
so they're gonna nail
Does
it.
Troy Baker play Two-Face in the animated series?
I don't think so. No, the animated series is pretty old, but
Yeah. So,
but those are the two really unique,
Oh, yeah,
iconic
for sure.
characters. Other characters can change in voice actors, but those sure are the definitive versions.
But yeah, we got lots of really good voice actors who are a part of this game.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a talented
Nolan
cast for
North,
sure.
Troy Baker, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. Oh, that one chick that plays Harley Quinn, I can't remember her name. Tara something.
Yeah, she is really good. She's really good. That yeah, it's so awesome. Exploring the game, exploring the map is so cool. There's so many little hidden things. There's a whole side quest from a character I can't remember the name right now. Azrael. And those entire side quests aren't they don't appear on the map. It's just from you exploring, and then you suddenly see a dude, nothing but a dude standing in like a Ferris wheel, standing in the top of the Ferris
Oh
wheel.
yeah.
Yeah, your map doesn't notify you. There's not a side quest available. You just find him, and when you walk up to him, he like tells you something. And the game does such a cool job of giving little hints at what's to come. And the entire Azrael side quest is that when you find him, like I think 5 times maybe, he tells you like a prophecy, and that prophecy comes true in Arkham Knight. So they really knew what they were doing in terms of setting it up for a sequel.
Yep, exactly.
Another one of those, real quick, which was super awesome. There was a hidden trapdoor in a boat
Oh
next
yeah.
to the.
I saw that
and-
on YouTube, and then I went and did it myself.
Yeah, so did I. It was super hard to do with the encryption. You had to be in a specific spot, and it was the hardest encryption. And when you opened it, the boat was like a scarecrow's lair, which was super cool because Scarecrow was a big part of Asylum. He was absent in City, and he's obviously the big villain in Night. So, like I said, these guys really had a trilogy in their minds from the beginning, and this is the middle part, and it definitely shows.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
So,
What else can we say?
did you play the DLC?
I didn't actually.
Oh, man.
I had a ton of issues. I saw the entire DLC with Harley Quinn,
Oh,
which
okay.
is fantastic.
Well, at least
I never
you saw
got
it.
to play it though.
At least you saw it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
Oh
awesome
yeah.
DLC.
I wasn't
where
gonna
you
miss
pl-
that.
You play as Harley Quinn, right? I can't remember.
No, you play as Robin.
Nightwing. Or yeah,
As Robin. As Robin. Yeah.
Yeah, you play as Robin, and it's called like the Harley Quinn DLC.
Yeah. It's just that it's the fall of Harley or something like that. It's basically Harley dealing
with like the Joker's.
with the Joker's death, which
him
is
dying and
like
stuff.
huge.
And
Yeah,
then you
it's that.
see,
That's the fantastic.
the
detail.
pregnancy test positive on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, the game had. That's the thing. The game
That's gonna lead
nailed.
to Beyond. I
Yeah,
hope.
the game nailed ambience and like mystery in so many ways. What I mentioned before, and that when you said there's some pregnancy test on the floor next to a Harley statue, and they're positive, and you're like, oh shit, what does this mean?
I'm telling
And they
you,
don't
man.
even touch on that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
The next WB Montreal game is Batman Beyond with the Joker's son.
Dude, that's cool, man.
Is there
I would be hyped for that.
Any like I don't read much up on like the Batman comics. I mainly just play the games and watch the movies. Is there any lore that has the Joker's son?
No, I don't think so at all.
So that would be interesting.
Not that I know, really. The Joker is usually more of a mysterious character. The Batman has a son in the New 52. He dies, by the way, but then he's reborn. Yeah, he doesn't die in the end. He lives. Comic book. No, the Batman has a son, Bruce Wayne. And a fun fact: the son is with Talia al Ghul, which gets also killed in City. So yeah, but I don't think the Joker has anything like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's talk about our favorite parts of the game.
All right.
I really liked, which a lot of people didn't like, but I really liked that section where out of nowhere you're in like this super bright sandy world. I think it was like sand.
Oh yeah, that's when the Rachel Ghoul part,
Yeah,
right? When you
and
drink
then
the
she-
elixir and such. Yeah.
Like you were just saying, she dies.
Yeah, that's right before she dies. Yeah, that's basically
So what do you need,
that
Mr. Detective?
that for Batman fans, that's a huge moment because Batman like really disagrees with the League of Shadows, and
I
so
don't trust
like
him.
he's
He's
dying
been
and
missing
he
for
uses
years,
their
and was
elixir
suddenly put in charge of running
just
Arkham City.
for
Rumor
his
has it
own
he's been working
personal
with
gain, so
Joker,
he doesn't
planning
die as
something
fast.
very special
And
just for
he
you.
drinks that, and then
Maybe
he
that's
like
why
goes
we
through a
can't
whole
deal.
trial with Rachel Ghoul, and in the end, like his daughter dies.
Yeah.
That's a really cool moment. I have to give a huge shout out to the entire Mister Freeze boss fight.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
That's one of the best boss fights in
Pardon the
video games,
pun.
honestly. Yeah, that's so cool.
Um,
This
Good
place
pun.
is dangerous.
It's such. It honestly is super good.
there's like I didn't even realize that like everyone else was like there's like multiple ways to take him out. You know?
Oh yeah, there's ton of ways.
As
You
always,
can
remember.
beat that boss fight without using probably like half of the ways to take him down.
Yeah. It was sort of like a hit or miss. Some people didn't like that part, which I thought was surprising, but I thought it was
Sorry to
awesome.
disappoint you boys.
Yeah, most of the people I know love that part because that part nails what the Batman is so much. Because the Batman physically is like outnumbered. He would lose that fight if he wasn't the Batman. But that's a cool thing.
Batman
He
always wins.
analyzes stuff. Yeah, he analyzes stuff. He hides and finds a way to beat somebody who is outwinning him, outperforming him in every way, and that was cool. It was so cool to think like, oh, I have a magnet gun. I can shoot up the magnet gun, and he'll get dragged to the wall, and then I can beat him up. That's so awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome. No one beats Batman. And that's just the truth.
Oh yeah, no, Batman always wins, dude.
If you could see Batman go toe to toe with any Marvel character, who would it be?
I don't think so.
Oh, with any Marvel character, it would be. I think because they're the most similar characters in some ways. Iron Man. I would like to see that duel off because Iron Man, Tony Stark, is pretty much the same thing. He's a billionaire playboy who has a ton of gadgets and is super smart. He's like really, really smart and figures way to go around stuff. So that would be super fun actually.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
What about you?
You kind of took the best one, but
Yeah, that's just a showdown of dreams.
I guess just because they look similar, him and Black Panther,
Oh yeah, they're pretty much very, very similar looking.
and they're both like super suits, basically.
Exactly. And another huge shout out to in the game, like we said, the ending, but not necessarily the Joker's death. When you enter the cinema, which is the cinema where Bruce's parents died, which that also was such a cool touch. But when you enter the cinema and everything starts to unveil itself, I think it was even before that actually.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was before that. It was in the Joker's factory and such. And when you get the twist that the Joker was using Clayface, and that's why there was a Joker. Like that's why it seemed like there were two Jokers.
yeah,
And
like a
that
healthy, happy Joker, and then a dead, dying Joker.
exactly, there was a dying one, and you weren't sure, and you were like, oh, he's cured, and you were like, oh, damn, he's cured. That sucks. And then he's not cured. He's just playing you all along. He could have been cured like earlier, honestly, but he's the Joker, so he wanted to go on such a convoluted plan to throw Batman off and give him a big show in the cinema. That was awesome. That was super cool.
Yeah, and there was no Scrappy Doo Joker at the end.
Yeah, exactly. That they nailed the character so much. The convoluted plan of the Joker, the Batman just it's such a good game. I honestly can't say anything else about it. It's so good.
I agree. Definitely, it's my favorite game in the series, and
Yeah.
that is the end of this episode. But
Cool.
next week we will talk about Batman Arkham Origins, which I feel like is the one I have been most excited to talk about, just because it's so
Oh, really?
mixed on like people who like it and dislike it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
we'll
I'm down for that.
next week is Origins. This is actually publishing on Monday, so yeah, it'll be E3 the day this publishes. So I doubt anyone is listening to it. But
Oh yeah. I think
um,
it's a busy week.
we're not gonna miss a week for the rest of our lives. So
Exactly.
thanks for watching.
yeah.
I'm Brett Medlock. You can follow me at BrettNLL. This show posts every Monday on our YouTube channel, maybe on iTunes in the future. And where can they find you at, Mario?
I am Mario Piaquadio, and you can find me on pretty much every social media at Mario Not Bros.
Awesome. And follow PlayStation Enthusiasts at
Yeah.
PS
PS
Enthusiasts.
Enthusiast. There you go.
Cool. See you.
Bye.
I almost hung up the Skype after I said see you.